Johnny the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals to
one of them brown envelope mobs.
No Minerals.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Respect, do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC need proper winning Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right.
Respect.
I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
The Minerals.
Minerals FC.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals.
In them, we know that they have the minerals with not.
There's minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals to
Let's have it right. Minerals. Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. I hope everyone is doing well in life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right, so you know when we go live. And we got the Minerals FC Ultras membership, which is down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality. And salute to the Lionesses, the Chelsea women's team, 3-0 up against City, landing them Minerals, bruv. Let's go, bruv. Let's go. So big up to them, and may that long continue. But I've got to land and address some issues that are going on around Chelsea Football Club, and we have to do it. We have to do it. So do smash the like button. Make sure you get in the chat as well. And big up to every single one of you live and locked in. There's a lot of things I want to go through. Obviously, I want to talk about Simon Jordan. He's a disgrace. This guy's an absolute joke. And he's not with the supporters. He's solely with the ownership. And as we know and we heard, I'll read you his comments just to reiterate and refresh everyone's memoir. Yeah, let's have it right. What did he say? So he was asked, would you be motivated to have a chat with these guys? He says, after slight hesitation, Jordan responded, yes and no, just out of maudlin interest, in the same way that I was motivated to sit talking to Boehly in Qatar because these guys are influential people. Yeah? He doesn't want to be involved with them commercially, involved with them to have discussions. And he's also mentioned, I don't know the personalities. I spent a bit of time with Todd. I don't know Boehly. Various people I know that are representing Chelsea are working with them. And there's opportunities for me to perhaps go and watch Chelsea games and get myself involved in that sort of framework if I wanted to, in terms of having discussions with these sorts of guys. So he wants to get into bed with Meatloaf Boehly. He obviously loves Meatloaf, Jordan, Joe 90. He does love a bit of Meatloaf, clearly. And you can see where his agenda lies. His agenda is not with us Chelsea supporters. His agenda is not with football, the identity of football, the respect and love of the beautiful game. That's not his agenda. His agenda is pound notes. His agenda is business. That's all he knows and all he is. And let's have it right. He failed as a club owner. He failed with 1-1. He failed with Orange. He's a failed business owner. And now he's an outright brown envelope. So, really, do we value his opinion? No. But what annoys me and this is where we have to draw the line, is that he's got a responsibility to speak the truth and push a proper narrative here. But he's not doing that. He's the pro-Boehly, Boehly, new Chelsea owner narrative, and he's anti-Roman Abramovich, and he's anti-Chelsea supporters. He's anti-supporters. So let's have it right. As far as I'm concerned, Simon Jordan's the enemy. Because he ain't fighting for us. And he's not fighting for our amazing sport, the best and biggest sport in the history of the world. Football. Not soccer, not cricket, not any other sport. Football. And this guy's old man, what was he? Crystal Palace supporter, an owner or whatnot? I don't know, bruv. But you can see the success of Crystal Palace is like the success of Simon Jordan as an owner and a business owner. They don't win fuck all. They just keep losing. So have it right. So let's go. There's two ways to go about it. Personally, my thing is, I think we should do a reaction. I think we should put it up. And I think we should all listen. It pains me to listen to this, Rongan. It really does. But there's certain things he says that's got to be addressed. So I think it's only fair that we put him up and share. We're going to share it. So we've got two video contents that TalkSport have put up. There's only one. There's one with just Joe 90 and Jim White talking about Vivid Seats, talking about Boehly, talking about the ownership and all that. All right, which is kind of the one I want to focus on. And then the other video is Jim White and Joe 90 having callers on, except the callers that they have on, well, let's have it right. I think there's only one that's got the minerals. Everyone else, they don't give a shit. And the interesting factor is, Jason Cundy went on TalkSport. I can't remember who it was with. I think it was the comedian fellow who's a Chelsea supporter. And he was saying the divide is massive. That's what this ownership's done. And it's no surprise to me. It's a divide and conquer tactic. And that's what's happened. So let's have it right. Which one shall we go with? I will trust my ultras in the chat. Which one do you want to go with? Do you want to go with the supporters calling one? Or do you want to go with just Jim White and Simon Jordan? I'll let you lot decide. Yeah? I mean, obviously, yeah, TalkSport gave Jennings a job. That Flex, who's is he the cousin or nephew of Teletubby Robbie? You've had Mark Goldfish on there. I mean, it's just saturated with agenda merchants. You know what I'm saying? They're all in it for a pound note. No one for that buys from Vivid Seats has called into TalkSport. No one. So far we've got two of you that want to support us call in. We've got Jim White. Oh yeah, I forgot the librarian. The little fucking librarian is on TalkSport. Let's have it right. No surprise, is it? It's no surprise. All right, so everyone's going for the supporters one. Let's go for it then. Let's go for the supporters one. Yeah. Which I think is this one. So let me just double check. And land it. Let me just wait for this advert to disperse, mate. And we'll get it up. Hurry up, for fuck's sake. All right, cool. Let's go for it, guys. Ladies and gents. Let's land the damn fucking minerals, bruv. Oh dear, we love doing this. Here we go. All right, cool. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. And let's go. Oh, not the wrong one. That one. That's the one. All right, let's do that one. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's play it.
letter to the Premier League's chief exec, Richard Masters, calling on the said Premier League to take action against their owner, Todd Boehly, for his involvement in Vivid Seats, an American website which has been reselling match tickets for hugely inflated prices above face value. This is capitalism, says Simon. Nothing really wrong in it.
A bunch of Chelsea fans stamping their feet. We want what we want.
Well, I'll tell you what we want, Simon, Joe 90 Jordan, yeah? We want competent owners to come into our football club after having the most successful owner in Roman Abramovich, yeah? To come in and build a fucking elite team, which they have not done. Instead, what they've gone and done is based our entire club on Brighton, who have won nothing in their entire history of their existence, yeah? Spending 1.5 billion, going through 3 managers, gutting everything Roman built. We're already an elite football club, which you call us what? What did he call us the other day? You're basically calling us plastic. We're entitled. Yeah, we're entitled to success because we've been used to it for the last 20 years. There's nothing you can fucking say that's going to make me change my mind. These lot have come in with a debt that dictates the model that's coming to our football club. And you're going to sponsor it.
One such example, Chelsea against Tottenham on Vivid Seats, April the 3rd. Top price, $4.5 grand. Done. Cheap at the price.
Good game.
If you're prepared to pay it.
Good gain, he says. $4.5 grand. Let's have it right. The game, as I was enlightened yesterday, the Arsenal Spurs ticket is up for one ticket or a pair of tickets, 45 grand. And that's justifiable because it's just capitalism. Jog on.
But what is your take on this? Because does it not frustrate you? Maybe you've been priced out like many others have been. The tickets you want are on a website like this with a huge markup, which you can't afford. So I know Simon's getting the violin out, but what is your take on it? Are you being priced out, Chelsea fans? I know indirectly, but by your own co-owner. 03717 223344. Chelsea fan Peter joins us. Peter, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your view of all of this?
I think it's too many people in this country have some. He's making money. He puts it into Chelsea. Too many people moan
He's making money and putting it into Chelsea. And this is the problem we got. We got these supporters that come on and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Where is he putting? How does he know that the money made from Vivid Seats is being pumped into Chelsea to benefit our football club? Like, what are we doing here? Just the first line. And people are what? People moan if we weren't spending the money right. We're not spending the money right. That's the fucking point. And that's besides the corruptness of Vivid Seats. But we're not spending the money right. The money's been spent disgracefully. 1.5 billion. What we got to show for it? 90 players of dross. It's not going great at the moment. It ain't been going great for 3 years, mate.
We weren't spending money right. It's not going great at the moment. It's coming. But too many people have something against somebody who can make money. It's jealousy in this country, I find. And I say,
what? Who's that? I ain't jealous of Boehly making money and being a billionaire. I'm fucking rattled that he's milking and skimming all of the supporters and members and this football club for a money-making agenda. Because it's unethical. And it's against supporters' rights.
Good luck to him if he can do it.
Let him do what he wants, yeah.
So what do you think of your fellow fans, the Chelsea Supporters Trust, writing to Masters, calling on the Premier League to take action against Todd?
Well, not all of them, but I think it's just whinging. Something to whinge about. A lot of these, if he was to sell the tickets for double the money, I'd say that's wrong. But when you can make a good markup on
Hey there, looking to make your money work
We're
harder?
just whinging, he
Open
says.
an XTB stocks
All we're
and
doing is
shares
whinging,
ISA.
bruv.
Something. What good businessman wouldn't do it?
Okay, so you've no
For
problem with
business.
you've no problem with it.
No, not at all. And I go to Chelsea occasionally. I can't afford to go all the time, but I understand if you want something good.
He goes occasionally. He goes occasionally. So what about the supporters and the supporters trust who go to every game? Or members that have been going, legacy supporters that are members that have been going for fucking years, that cannot no longer get tickets ever since Meatloaf Boehly's come in with Vivid Seats. That's what I'm saying, bruv.
Good, you have to pay for it. And this is another way of subsidising the. If he puts his money into the club, you just have to put up with it. You go to a.
Are you joking? If he's putting the money in the club, you don't even know what he's doing with the money. You don't know where that money's going. The money's going in his pocket, 100%. It's going into Blueco, and it's going in to pay the debt that they've taken on with double-digit interest. That's where it's going, because it ain't going in the football team.
Decent restaurant, you're going to pay £250 for a meal. But if you can't afford it, don't go.
What about $4.5 for Chelsea Tottenham?
Must be nice if you can afford it.
Peter, thanks for the call. Here's Mark.
Fucking hell, this guy just walks through life without a Scooby, bruv. I mean, this guy's got to be an actor, isn't he? He has to be. There's no way a Chelsea supporter's going to talk like that. No way.
Another Chelsea fan. Mark, do you side with Peter on that?
Not exactly. I've just got 2 quick points. Great show, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've just got 2 quick points to make. The overarching one is obviously following the money. This is a billionaire. The amount of money involved in this, he's got behind the back of his sofa. So let's just bear that in mind. So it's not a money thing for him. But now that he's been told...
It's not a money thing for him. It is a money thing for him. He is money hungry. These billionaires are greedy vampires, mate.
He mustn't do it. He's just going to do what he wants. Like Simon says, he's not going to let anyone tell him to do. But my point number 1 is this could well be a red herring. There's only one thing that matters to Chelsea, and that's getting Champions League football. We're on the brink here and looking like we might not get it. And
yeah, we might not get Champions League after 3 years of 1.5 billion spent, 90 players, 3 managers, and this guy's like, oh, well, Boehly can do what he wants. That's why our club's in the gutter. Supporters are fucking gone, mate. Honestly, who are these people they get on?
Anything that can flood the zone, as Trump Steve Bannon would say, is good. That's number 1. It could still be a red herring put about with CFC. Number 2, and more likely, is there is a civil war going on inside Chelsea between Boehly and Boehly. And how funny that all this is anti-Boehly. Well, of course, it's Boehly who's killing our club, getting these 2 Brighton people in and getting the Temu Pep as our manager, and literally driving us into obscurity. So that's my view on the whole thing.
Facts. I mean, Boehly is killing our club. Clearlake, Feliciano, Boehly are killing Chelsea Football Club. In fact, he's not even killing. They've killed us. All right? But do not think for 1 second that Boehly, Boehly are not on the same page when it comes to Vivid Seats, because it's the main mechanics, one of the main components to generate the money, the revenue, because they've spent all their money and they're in desperate need of revenue. So they've literally given a turbo kickstart with Vivid Seats, and it's only down to me and Eunice that's exposed it, and why we are the ones that influence where you've got these lot on Talk Sport, their biggest platformers, their little puppets, the brown envelopes, speaking about what me and Eunice exposed. Yeah. But the thing is, right, Boehly's the football side as well as the financial side. Where the civil war is, it's not about the decisions on football. It's to do with the stadium rebuild. That's where the civil war lies. Boehly wants to go to Earl's Court because he wants to stay longer, like he said, 16 to 20 years. Boehly, Feliciano and Clearlake and all their institutions, they've got a 10-year plan. So they ain't got time to hang about building stadiums and spending more money. They need to generate a return. Otherwise, their loan will continue over the 10-year period and it's only going to be more expensive. So in all fairness, that's where the civil war lies. And Boehly let everyone know that anyway.
Okay. Thank you for that. What's your take on that? He says Iqbali's killing the club.
I don't think either one of them are killing the club.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
I think
they're not killing the club, Simon. No. What a fucking sellout. They're not killing our club. Yeah? How many times have you got to name why they are killing our club? We're not challenging. We're not competitive. Because apparently, according to your messiah, the meatloaf that you love to garble up, yeah, he's saying, oh, well, they're shocked by the competitiveness of the Premier League, but it's so great that it's competitive, and they've not made us competitive after spending 1.5 billion. Bringing in a Brighton model, 2 mid-directors. This geezer landed saying the Temu Pep. Facts, bruv. Yeah? 3 managers. Sacked our elite gaffer in Thomas Tuchel. Gutted out our Champions League winning team. Brought us a model of under 24-year-olds. Kindergarten FC. Epstein FC. Low wage structure cap. So that they're like they do with what Bloom does. 10% of the large club, the big clubs, payroll. And they don't go above that because they want to maximise profits. It's all business perspective. It's not about building a team to compete and win. But what they do need, and what this caller was on about, is that we need Champions League football. Yeah, we need it because we want it to support us. But what are we going to be in it for? Because we're not going to compete in it. The squad they built ain't to compete. The squad is a money-making conveyor belt of footballers that are just human commodity assets. And they can maximise the profits, spreading the payments, 8-year death row contracts. They want Champions League more than you fucking well want Champions League because you want it, what you want it for, and the reasons us supporters want it for ain't the same reasons what the ownership want it for. They want it for monetary reasons, for sponsorship. They even got us a sponsorship for the whole year. What's Simon Jordan got to say about that? How can Chelsea Football Club, an elite football club, not have a shirt sponsor for a whole season and a quarter of the start of last season? Yeah? We haven't won not one trophy. We haven't got Champions League. We ain't got a shirt sponsor. What? Why? How are they not killing our club? Because let's remind Simon Jordan that Roman Abramovich left us the world champions, recently winning the Champions League, having an elite gaffer, having top players, having a blend of experience, a blueprint, a football. He was a football man. These lot ain't football men. These lot are equity merchants that are here to destroy football, and this Joe 90 puppet is sponsoring it. Because they're not only killing Chelsea and killed Chelsea, they're killing football.
I think that they may have differences of opinion. You heard Todd Boehly talking about it yesterday, about the nature of the beast and how they may diverge in their agendas if they can't get a stadium deal, which might involve financing and who's going to finance.
See, about stadium deal. It's all about stadium deal. Listen, shall I just squash the stadium deal? Let me squash the stadium deal. Yeah.
Let's see. It might be a variety of questions.
Yeah,
but I mean the balance.
Let me squash the stadium deal. All right. So everyone's talking about Boehly wants to move to Earl's Court. Yeah. So Earl's Court, all right, right now is a £10 billion regeneration project. All right. They want to build a school and about 4,000 to 5,000 new homes. Yeah. So there's no way that the council are going to not prioritise that for a football stadium to feed these billionaires' pockets, these vampires. So it ain't happening. And that deal is on the way. So you're not going to go Earl's Court. And salute to Dave, only a pound, proper Chelsea, lands the damn minerals, yeah? And big up to him, love the geezer. He says there's a detailed plan for a state-of-the-art 63,000 capacity stadium at Stamford Bridge that has been sent by the Chelsea pitch owners and Chelsea Supporters Trust, several members of the current Chelsea board, amongst others, and of course by myself. In my opinion, it's fantastic. That's where it's going to go. It's the only place it can go. Boehly doesn't want that. Boehly wants Earl's Court because he wants to have NFL games. He wants to have baseball, basketball, whatever it is. Yeah. He wants the whole shebang, concerts. He wants to do what Daniel Levy does to generate and create it into a circus, not a football club. It's not about football, bruv. Yeah. Facts. Absolute facts. So let's continue.
Probability is that people will end up with a common agenda or depart. It's not a big civil war.
Well, there's so many calls.
Well, it's pretty big because, like you say, they've invested what, $2.5 billion? They've got a 1.2 billion debt of double-digit interest. I think there's a lot of money at stake here, and he's not going to mention, is he, Simon Jordan, that if Clearlake want to buy out Todd Boehly, Wiz and Waters alone is 1.5 billion. Plus they've got to buy out Boehly. You're talking about quite a few billion quid there, mate. And where's the money coming from? They're going to have to get another loan from their investors because Egbali, Feliciano and Clearlake Capital don't have that capital.
On this, Wayne's another Chelsea fan. Wayne, what is your take on this? I mean, there's a mixed reaction to it, it's fair to say, Wayne.
Well, I think everyone's missing the main point. So I buy tickets through the website. Let's say there's a selling window on a Monday between the hours of 9 and 9:30. When Ken Bates and Roman Abramovich were owning the club, there would have been 90% of the tickets available through that window. If they're now restricting that down to, say, 85%, there's ordinary fans like myself that are sitting there in that queue at the end of it, having no ticket, knowing that a certain percentage are being kept back for vivid seats. So this is the main crux of it. It's not the fact that there's an overflow of tickets that haven't been sold, and therefore they're looking at other ways to sell the ticket.
Right.
They are taking tickets out of the fans' hands.
Right.
Facts. Absolute facts.
And you're one of those fans, Wayne, you're saying? You could be in line, and then the ones that go to vivid seats you're deprived of.
Of course. That's the main issue with it. And everyone.
And we're talking about all members. Think about how many members there are at Chelsea Football Club. Think about how many members pay their membership fee that have relied upon their membership because they can't get a season ticket to be able to have the opportunity to go and buy tickets. Roman would never do this. He would never skim the supporters. He'd never tout. He didn't need to do it. He respected and loved the supporters. This ownership do not. They are the opposite. Facts.
One's missing that point. That's my main crux of it, really.
No, that's all right, Wayne. But you say that's capitalism.
Well, it is. And that's what now drives football. Revenue streams drive football.
We never had this before, Simon, so I don't know what you're waffling, bruv. We never had this whole ticketing. And we had touts, and clubs would come down on touts, granted, illegal touts, and there are ticket sites, but not via the actual football clubs. Like, this is the first it's ever happened in the history of football where you've got Boehly, who is a co-owner of Chelsea, a chairman at Chelsea on 20 million a year, all right, earning 20 million a year salary, and he's the majority stakeholder of Vivid Seats. I mean, what are we doing here, bruv? How are you even justifying this?
Whether Todd Boehly...
I appreciate that money needs to be made, but first and foremost, the people that have helped the club and paid for tickets since the early 90s, like myself.
What about the supporters that these clowns absolutely mock and ridicule and are squeezed and skimming for pound notes are the ones that saved the bridge? And they're heading us into that direction. They don't want the loyal supporter, the legacy supporter, the heart and soul supporter. They just want the fucking commercial supporter that's going to come once every blue moon and pay astronomical prices and turn it into Americanize our football game. And we're not going to have an atmosphere. It's just going to be dross. The game's gone. If this is allowed to continue, the game is done.
Should have a priority to buy a ticket. And then if for whatever reason there's none left, or and they generally can't get a ticket because, you know, the allocation is such, then so be it. But
well, you have a point, but that's not how. You have a point, but that's not how supply and demand works. Supply and demand works. If you've got a demand, supply which is exceeded by the demand, you're going to be able to take advantage of it. Now, there's also a question which I don't think anyone's really answered. Are we absolutely clear of the genesis or the original?
What is the demand? Because we saw recently, was it the Copenhagen game, the middle tier of East Stand was pretty much empty. Now, a lot of them, don't get me wrong, are hospitality or corporate seats, but some of them ain't. and there's many seats in the stadium that didn't have bums on it. And that is the point. Supporters don't want to pay to watch Chelsea in the Conference League. So where's the fucking demand for that? What about in the Premier League games? It ain't always a full house at Stamford Bridge. That's why you got Enzo Maresca crying, bent on his knees to supporters to show a bit of fight and support to the team. It's waffle, bruv. He should be questioning the ownership, mate, and their Vivid Seats agenda.
Original origin of all of these tickets? Are we clear that it's Chelsea Football Club that are ultimately taking these tickets and repackaging them and dropping them with an agency? Of the genesis or the original origin of all of these tickets? Are we clear if you've got a demand, supply which is exceeded by the demand, you're going to be able to take advantage of it? Now, there's also a question which I don't think anyone's really answered. Are we absolutely clear of the genesis or the original origin of all of these tickets? Are we clear that it's Chelsea Football Club that are ultimately taking these tickets and repackaging them and dropping them with an agency? Or are we clear that perhaps some of these tickets are finding themselves from season ticket holders that are prepared to sell these tickets to this agency? Do we know that? I'm not suggesting that there's a question that we need to answer.
I'll answer it for you. When you go on Vivid Seats, you can buy tickets anywhere in the ground before they've even gone on sale at Chelsea Football Club. Season ticket holders will put it on the exchange or back to the club. Well, where does that go? The ownership take them. Vivid Seats will take them. And if they're on the exchange, Vivid Seats will buy them at the face value and they will charge their 300, 600% cream on top. So there's no I'm not accepting this Joe 90, trying to target and pinpoint it on season ticket holders, because season ticket holders are not the majority capacity in the ground. Because Chelsea Football Club generates money from tickets via the members and the hospitality, which is the bread and butter for football clubs, as he would know. There's only going to be a small minority of Chelsea season ticket holders that are going to sell their ticket. Maybe they can't go to the game and they put it on the exchange. But who's stopping Vivid Seats from taking that like vultures and vampires that they are, and then selling them for astronomical prices, which is why our ground is getting less and less louder and more like a fucking library, which is how they want it, because they don't care as long as their bank accounts are getting filled and that Vivid Seats are selling tickets, bro.
No, it's a fair question. It could be a mix of where the tickets come from.
So then the Chelsea Supporters Trust needs to point the fingers at themselves as well, because they've got people.
No, not at all. Vivid Seats have first dibs on all the tickets. They're the fucking owners of the club. What is this wrong and don't understand about that? They can go, right, there's 25,000 tickets there. Like the caller before says, 80%, 90% Roman would make sure we'll go to, like, the membership would get the opportunity. No, that's all gone. That's cut down probably fucking 5% at this rate. Because you're going on Vivid Seats and you can buy whatever ticket, wherever you want, wherever in the ground, and the prices will vary. And they ain't cheap. So how can you justify selling tickets for games via Vivid Seats before they've even gone public on the Chelsea website for Chelsea members to have a go and try and wait in the virtual room to buy their tickets? Shut up, get out of it. And you're trying to pinpoint it on Chelsea season ticket holders and now say that the Chelsea Supporters Trust need to look at it themselves. He needs to look at himself, mate. He's fucking bald.
People amongst them that are season ticket holders that are prepared to allow the club.
But either way, now that you've heard Wayne, who sounds like a damn good guy to me, and he's been priced out, even though he patiently waits in line to try and get one, is it not wrong? And I like Todd Boehly. I've met him with you. And I do like...
Oh, wow. Jim White's met him as well. So both of them have met him. So when they start having a dig at Roman Abramovich like they did when Stevie went on now, and big up to Stevie, who did push that protest, let's have it right, and respect him because he had the fucking minerals to do it, all right? These lot were fucking teaming up with each other, and now this Jim White's acting like, he's acting for the supporters to play devil's advocate Simon Jordan, who's in the pocket of Meatloaf Boehly. But they're both in the pocket of Meatloaf Boehly, bruv. Both of them. And they've got an agenda on Don Roman, bringing politics into it.
like him, is it not wrong that Todd has an involvement?
Well, I don't like him or dislike him in equal measure because I don't have a particular investment in whether to like him or not. I'm a former owner, so I try to look at it with a balanced perspective. So I'll always have that.
No, you don't. You don't look at it a balanced perspective. You don't look at it from the supporters' point of view. You only look at it from the owner's perspective. Ever since Blue Cove come and own Chelsea, all this guy does is defend them. He's their defence league, bruv. And it's like it's just embarrassing. But we all know why, because he wants to do work with them. He wants to get in a bed with them. Like I say, he loves a meatloaf, doesn't he?
Owner tint to my glasses. But now we're talking about...
Mate, it's more than a tint, bruv. This guy's moving like Stevie Wonder, bruv. Because he ain't seen nothing but the owner's narrative.
The glass caller now says 15%. So now we're talking about, 5,000 tickets? When we've just sat here in this discussion and said it ranges between 30 and 300.
No. 30 quid for a ticket on Vivid Seats. You're having a bubble, mate. Go and have a look on the website. They start off from minimum 370 quid. They go all the way up to 45 grand.
So if it's 15% of the allocated tickets that are available to Chelsea fans...
On tickets we've seen this morning. I'm quoting you prices from tickets that are available right now.
If we're talking about small sections, then we're not talking about 15%. He may be talking about the 15% of the tickets that are available after season tickets.
Does it matter? Should he be...
No, but they're taking a much higher percentage than that. Where's he getting 15% off? He's trying to downplay it like it's only a small little percentage. This Vivid Seats is taking a majority percentage of all the tickets.
Doing it.
Yes, if he wants to.
Richard's a Villa fan. Richard, have you got no problem with Boehly doing this?
Yeah, okay. I like the Simon has said then, it's supply and demand. I mean, I heard the Chelsea call then.
Why are we having a Villa caller calling in? What the fuck? Have we got a Villa supporter calling in about this?
The recent call say about the 85% of the tickets go to the core instead of the 90%. At Villa, the 60% season ticket holders who showed loyalty to have the season ticket, and we get the cheap ticket in the back of that. I think there should be opportunities for owners to sell tickets at a premium price on a very small percentage.
Stop wasting your time with methods like e-commerce, trading and SMMA. If you're serious about making money online, then you need
to bring money back into the club. As long as the money is going back into the club, it's fine for me.
But it ain't going back into the club. It's going back into their pockets to pay off the debts. They're not spending the money for us to compete. It's what I don't understand. And they're abusing and exploiting our loyalty. I don't even want to listen to this Villa fan, bruv. I really don't.
Then it's a small percentage because loyalty is getting appreciated by the clubs with the season tickets.
Oh, so we just get the loyalties just with the season ticket holders, is it? Okay, so not the members that wait on hours to get a ticket, that spend their time and dedicate themselves. Yeah, no, they don't get any loyalty. What the fuck is this guy on, bruv?
Example, like Paris, for example, next week away. I've got a Paris away ticket because of my history. Some of them tickets went to GA Hospitality, but you can buy yourself up the ladder, which is fine if the money's going to the club.
I hear, mate, away supporters, Sizzler's a season ticket holder, and he says before this season, before Vivid Seats, he could get his away tickets, every away tickets, all right, point system and all that. Now he can barely get 1 out of 4. And Vivid Seats are selling away tickets, yeah? That's why everyone's going, oh, I'm seeing half and half scarves in the away end. When do you ever see half and half scarves in the away end? The away end is the bread and butter, the true supporters, all right, of Chelsea Football Club, of any club. And now we've got half and half scarf supporters who they're filming with their phones. Get out of here, man.
What you're saying, Richard, would it not be good and appropriate that we hear from Boehly on this? The Chelsea Supporters Trust, Richard, say Boehly's been contacted directly by them and has been offered multiple opportunities to both publicly and privately address the supporters' concerns. Neither Mr. Boehly or his representatives have, however, acted on these requests. We need to hear from him, Richard, don't we? We tried Todd this morning. We couldn't get hold.
Yeah.
They tried Todd this morning. He wouldn't get. Of course, he ain't going to come on, and you didn't try because you know he ain't going to come on and speak. The guy's a pussycat, bruv. Yeah, when it comes to talking real deal, yeah, all he does is talk about how he wants to change the blueprint and pyramid of football and talks all his jargon and waffle. The guy's a clown. He's the biggest clown. With Ed Boehly, they're the biggest clowns in the history of football. Let's have it right.
Yeah, the owner needs to be as clear as Simon used to be in his Palace days, come out and say how it is. But not everyone's like that. But as long as the money is going back into the club, and that can be proved, it's more money to Chelsea to flex in the buying of the players and everything.
Well, yeah. Prove it. Prove the money's going back into the club. Prove it's going to buy players. Yeah, and at what level are you buying me players? Prove it's going to build a stadium. Show us the bank accounts. They ain't going to do that, so they can't prove it. There is no proof. The proof I know is that they need to pay off that debt. And Vivid Seats is a massive component to do that.
We're on financial fair play now, so you need to get money back into the club somehow, don't you?
We do. They do indeed. Richard, thank you very much indeed. To finish with, I think at least it's your response to his own supporters, is it not?
If he wants to.
Yeah.
He paid £2.5 billion. He does what he wants.
So he's vindicated.
No, he can't do what he wants. He is doing what he wants because his fan base has allowed him to do what he wants. And you people like you that speak on behalf of these clowns and promote these clowns allows him to do what he wants. All the blue tick accounts, copy and paste merchants allow it, the YouTube accounts, the brown envelope journalists, they're the ones that are allowing him to do what he wants. Not on the fucking Minerals FC, it ain't.
He didn't anything.
In fact, I'm the reason you lot are speaking about it.
He wants to
do. But he can do as he wants.
Right. He can do as he wants.
The bottom line is he owns the football club.
No, he doesn't. He's the least. He has got a small stake of ownership. In fact, he's the smallest percentage of owner in the consortium. He's going on like he's the big bollocks. He's the majority owner. He ain't.
If you don't like it, don't go. If
we don't like it, don't go. Who the fuck is he? He's just sounding like he's entitled. Yeah. If you don't like it, don't go. Well, most supporters that want to go can't go, Simon, mate, because Vivid Seats are taking the market. They're fucking touting, mate. Our owners are touts. And he ain't even using the tout money to build us a fucking elite team. Yeah? Because his partners are going with a Brighton model for a profit-making agenda. Yeah?
You don't agree with his principles and you don't want to be involved in it, and you can't, you're quite happy to have campaigns standing out there and protesting against everything he does, protesting about how much money he spends. I think I've heard it all. They're protesting against how much money he spends.
Transparency, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to fucking protest about how much money they've spent. Yeah? Because what they spent it on. And listen, bless the little cotton socks of Joe 90. He's never built an elite winning team. Roman has. So we know what an elite winning team looks like. We know what a competitive team looks like. We've seen the great teams in the history of football, what it looks like to win. Does what they have built look like that or anything remotely similar to that? No chance.
Really?
To a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe him,
to a point.
Yeah, to a point.
It should be a yes or no.
Because transparency isn't always the best thing to have when people don't get the nuance and context of everything.
No, transparency is what we should all want.
Depends what we're asking people to be transparent about.
Straight talking.
Well,
open talking.
Straight talking is one thing. Being available to have it. I had great delight in telling season ticket holders up, putting their ticket prices up when they told me it was their football club. And I then told them that it was their money that was going to go back towards funding the football club. And they didn't like it so much then.
It is our football club. Without the supporters, without the culture of the supporters and the heritage of the supporters and legacy supporters, yeah, there is no substance or meaning to the game of football and to that club. It becomes soulless, which is what these vampires are trying to do, is divide and conquer the fan base to create a soulless club and for it to be an empty shell as a conveyor belt of profit making, a money making machine. That's it. That's all it is. They don't love the sport. They don't love Chelsea. They don't love the game. Neither does Simon Jordan. He's always had the biggest agenda on Chelsea anyway, and supporters, yeah? That's the reality.
So this plain speaking, should in an ideal world, football club owners be more vociferous? Yeah, but as we move into the territory of overseas ownership and all these things, the dynamic is They don't care. They didn't come from the King's Road. This is a business proposition. It is a business vehicle. And if it affects them commercially, then they'll change their agenda.
If it affects them commercially, they'll change their agenda. Well, what are we doing right now? We're affecting their commercial, financial money making with Vivid Seats. It's a commercial company, isn't it? It's a brand. It's a platform. And we are damaging and exposing it. And we're forcing Meatloaf Boehly with Chelsea Supporters Trust, forcing him to come and speak out about it and address it. Facts. He's got to step down, isn't he? He ain't going to do that. He's right. These owners don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care about Chelsea. They don't care about the supporters. They called us customers. They don't care about the heritage of the game. They don't love football. They don't even love or care about winning. Boehly told you that. Doesn't matter if you don't win last year and this year. It's what we're targeting. They're here. Him and Mark Waters are there to build a sports empire to monopolise sport. Not on my watch, and I'll fight.
Other than that, you're going to have to get on with it. And if you don't like it, too bad. You wanted a football club with the best players. You want the brand new stadium.
I want a football club with the best players, a football team with the best players, but we ain't fucking got the best players. What's he on about? What's he talking about, the best players? A brand new stadium, we don't give a fuck. We don't want to move from Stamford Bridge. That's our home. That's our heritage. Do what Roman was going to do and rebuild it. And when Roman said to the UK government, I'll build you a bridge, let me build here, they wouldn't do it. So if Roman couldn't do it, and he couldn't buy Chelsea pitch owners, then this ownership ain't got a chance, bruv. That's why they got Vivid Seats. It's the key mechanics for them to have a cash flow to allow them to do what they're doing, and they've got an astronomical debt, which Simon Jordan don't want to speak about. And boy, oh boy, when that comes out, mate, yeah, I've already brought it out, but when that comes out with a bang, yeah, trust me, yeah.
Stadiums, you want to win the league. Who do you think pays for this? You?
Who pays for it? Well, clearly Blueco ain't paying for it. Blueco ain't paying for shit. Yeah? They're paying their debt, mate. Yeah? And what's their debt? What's their debt, Simon? What's their debt, Simon, mate? What's their debt? We'll tell you on the next one. All right, let's go to the next one. You ready, Ultras? Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to land it, bro. Wait for these adverts to finish, bro. All right, you ready? Let's go.
Chelsea fans, Simon, we've touched on this before. We touch on it again. Now the Chelsea fans have got really involved. They've written an open letter to Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters, calling on the Premier League to take action against Todd Boehly for his involvement in Vivid Seats. What is that? It's an American website which has been reselling match tickets for hugely inflated prices above face value. Boehly's a director and an investor in Vivid Seats, and it allows users based outside of the UK to buy and sell tickets to concerts and sporting events at high-end prices. The website is listed by the Premier League as an unauthorized ticket website. But it's not just Chelsea tickets. Vivid Seats has also been listing tickets for other clubs, including Liverpool's final home fixture of the season, for almost £20,000. I've got a list of some of the tickets on the website this morning. Arsenal Fulham on Tuesday, the 1st of April. The price rises there for a ticket, the best seat, £3,278. The 3rd of April, Chelsea Tottenham. The price rises to £4,500 for a really good seat. Saturday, the 5th of April, Brentford Chelsea. The price rises to 1,455 quid. Chelsea's Supporters Trust have written to Masters and they say, as a director of Chelsea and part owner, Mr. Boehly's connection with Vivid Seats is totally inappropriate and significantly undermines the efforts of Chelsea, the Premier League and the Metropolitan Police to combat ticket touting. This can't go on, Simon, can it? This cannot go on.
I don't know.
Surely,
I don't know.
If you were Todd Boehly, and now that this has gathered pace in terms of publicity around it, surely he's got to cut ties with Vivid Seats.
Well, look, in ticket scalping, as it's determined, I mean, Marcus Evans, with due respect, who owned Ipswich Town, owned a ticket agency, and people used to call him a ticket scalper. The fact of the matter is that these agencies exist. The validity of them will often be challenged because of the pricing policy. Are people objecting to the pricing policy, or are they objecting to the fact they've got the tickets in the first place?
Both, I think.
Well, the pricing policy is none of their business.
Why?
Because it isn't any of their business. What other people sell tickets for is entirely up to them. And if the Premier League want to involve themselves, and if Todd Boehly is in somehow, in a shape or form, as a result of his association with Vivid as a director and as an owner of a Premier League football club,
he's the highest stake owner in Vivid Seats, but he won't say that. They are charging astronomical profit margins and prices for these tickets. They're getting first dibs before they've even gone sell. And it's not just Chelsea Football Club. They're doing it with every club in the Premier League, which tells you one thing and one thing only, is that all these other club owners want this. They need it. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Man United are charging 66 quid on top of a standard ticket of 42 quid, which is nothing in comparison of what Vivid Seats are offering, profit margin-wise. And now we've just had Man City announce they're collaborating with a ticketing firm, a ticketing platform, yeah? Yet all these clubs are going against and trying to call out touting, and they ain't practicing what they preach. They're actually touting themselves. And why are we using external platforms? And why is our co-owner, who's a majority stake owner on Vivid Seats, robbing the opportunity to actual fans of the club that he owns for profit, and coming out on Chelsea Football Club's platform saying we're eliminating and we're cutting ticket touting, when these lot are doing the exact same thing? Why can't you just have Chelsea Football Club are the ones where you sell the tickets, and that's how much we sell the tickets for, and that's it, flat rate, job done, and members pay their monthly fee, which is how it was. Now they're trying to change the fucking game and the fabric of football, and this is why it has to stop. It has to stop. And now there's a trend setting, as Boehly said on his interview. The trend's going in the right direction. However he wants to, his jargon is, yeah? It's a trend now that they're setting. Man City partnering with a ticket touting site is nuts to me, bruv. And look at the reaction from all the Man City supporters in the comments. They're going nuts. What's our supporters doing? Oh, everyone's going over the top with it. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. Because they don't go to fucking games. So they don't care. They don't see the bigger picture. You've had these fans go on Talk Sport that we've done a reaction to, and they're a joke, mate. They're an embarrassment. They're sponsoring it even. And they don't even go to games.
Is in contravention of the regulations, and I'm sure the Premier League will deal with it and deal with it appropriately. If he's not,
we've been in touch with the Premier League this morning; they're aware of it.
If he's
they
not,
will respond to the Chelsea Supporters Trust.
If he's not in contravention of the Premier League rules by some mechanism, then it becomes a moral argument.
Where he's going to get away with it, because he's a loophole merchant, yeah, is he's going to, well, we're technically not selling tickets. We're not selling tickets to UK customers, so we're not under any jurisdiction or breaking any we're not having, we ain't got any breaches against that or the Premier League because it's an international platform. That's where he's got the loophole. This is not the issue here.
How can he not be in contravention of the Premier League rules?
I'm with the great respect to the
you wouldn't do this, Simon, when you were owner of Palace.
With the greatest respect to the late great Maurice Watkins, who was the.
He didn't even answer that.
the executive mind behind Man United. I didn't pore over every single law and rule to understand the parameters of it. But if he isn't in contravention, now there's been so many allegations about Boehly and Chelsea and what's going to happen to them, how they're going to get caught by this, what they're going to get done for this, and as yet, nothing has ever stuck in terms of whether it be FFP.
FFP, they went and snitched or made out they're snitching Roman when Roman didn't breach nothing. And it's because Boehly paid sporting director and spent 635 million on Dross, let's have it right, which players they were selling the year later, and then spent further money where they were in breach of FFP. So they tried to pin it on Roman. When they ended up selling the two and used this as a smokes and mirrors, an excuse to go and sell and justify selling the two hotels to themselves, to their sister company, a sister company that's under Blueco Holdings, and create a limited company for the two hotels, for the car park, for the Cobham training ground, for the women's team, to try and put that on the box, on the books to do with Chelsea Football Club, when Chelsea Football Club's under Blueco Holdings, which is a whole this is a private equity setup. Yeah, equity merchants, holding company, almost like trusts, yeah, where they're avoiding taxes as well, because you don't get taxed on debt. You don't get taxed on loans. And that's why Boehly and Feliciano are using these loans, mate, yeah, because it's going into a holdings company. It's not going into a business.
Or whatever else.
Selling the hotel back to themselves, etc.
Right? So all of these things that the so-called experts have forecast as the downfall of Chelsea have never actually manifested themselves.
I agree, but do you not concede this as a conflict of interest?
Why?
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, it's a commercial exercise. It's a commercial engine that funds Chelsea. The commercial engine that funds Chelsea is private equity money.
And what did he say? If you hurt them commercially, then they'll have to change their agenda. Well, that's what we're doing now, and we're going to continue to do it. So everyone needs to buckle up. Chelsea Supporters Trust need to push this true agenda to expose this wrong and meatloaf Boehly. And at the end of the day, it is conflict of interest. It's breach of trust with the Chelsea supporters, and he is a co-owner. I have to keep saying it. Fuck's sake! I mean, what do people not understand? He's a co-owner and he's a majority stake holder and owner of, with Eldridge, of Vivid Seats. He owns most of the company. The platform that is milking our football club. How is that not breach of fucking trust? How is that not conflict of interest? Someone explain that to me. What planet is this guy on? I don't give a fuck if Chelsea's funded with a private equity money. Why don't we explain to Simon Jordan about the private equity money and the preferred share of Aries management of 500 million loan or 13% interest rate, all right, when they first took over, yeah? What about the 702 million bank syndicate loan with Sonia of 7.7% interest, all right? They need to generate money quick, mate, because they ain't generating anything with Chelsea because we're not fucking relevant and we're not competing, and they've bought 90 players of dross when this guy's trying to say we bought the best players.
The private equity has a diversity of investments. If one of them is a ticket agency, and ultimately the proceeds of that ticket agency come back into the family that goes back into funding Chelsea.
It's not funding Chelsea, bruv. It's funding and paying debts. Because they've spent all the money already. There's no more money. So Simon Jordan needs to explain to me, if that's the case, and Boehly's making all this money from Vivid Seats, and it's going back into the club, why the fuck have we got Fabrizio Romano, POrnstein, and all the main tier 1 journalists saying we have to sell and have a mass exodus of 11 to 15 players so we can go and buy a striker? So then we can then go and buy a right-footed winger and a central defender, and we still ain't got a backbone. And by the way, they're still going to be under the age of 24 years old, and they're still going to be on a wage cap of 150 grand a week, and we still ain't going to fucking compete. Get out of here, man.
Then with respect, we start to move the argument to an argument of morality.
Premier League tickets are being sold at enormous price hikes on an unauthorized website that he part owns.
But again, unauthorized under whose jurisdiction, in which regions, to which
No, he's propaganda in the loophole. But we don't. All right, I've got to play this. Hold on.
If you're unauthorized in the UK, but there's a loophole which enables you to sell them through a foreign ownership, then ultimately the Premier League will have no sanction. If the Premier League can have a sanction, they'll deal with it. If they don't, they won't. And then it becomes a different argument, which is the argument I'm not interested in.
Of course he's not interested in this. Let's go.
In the slightest is the morality of the argument.
So we don't care about morality and we don't care about being ethical. It's fuck the supporters, it's fuck English football, and it's let's make more money for the rich. Fuck you. This is why this country and this is why society in this world is all fucked up, because the fat cats are getting fatter and the poor are getting poorer, and now you're depriving supporters and human beings that work their life to have an escapism and an enjoyment and to and abuse their love and loyalty for a club that they love and a game that they love because you want to feed your pockets. Get in the bin, you brown envelope. Fucking disgrace. Absolute disgrace. It's actually sickening. These lot are killing football. These lot are going to destroy our game. They're already destroying it now. And this, I've said it time and time again, Blue Co, Boehly, they're the cancer of football. And this Joe 90 wants to get in bed with the cancer, bruv.
Because the morality of football and the morality of what owners have to do to fund football clubs and the amount of money that's spent in football clubs goes out of the window on the basis...
They bought Chelsea on a cut price. Less than half price because Roman got sanctioned. They've spent the money disgracefully. And it ain't by mistake, it's built by design because of the debt that you won't fucking speak about, the 1.2 billion debt on double-digit interest rates. But big up to Greg Cordell because he's going to land the minerals, bruv. Yeah, and we're going to get Greg Cordell on here, bruv, to explain it fully and mud this wrong'un who's meant to be some elite businessman. No, he's a failed club owner and he's failed businessman and he's now a journalist brown envelope. That's what he is, all right? It's a joke. It's absolute joke. And there's not even, they're using Roman, the fucking UK government has got Roman's money earning interest. Yeah? Astronomical interest. And Starmer's just funded Zelensky and he's not want to get into politics and come at and call Don Roman a Russian oligarch and not address him by his fucking name. You address Boehly by his name and Egg Barley, yeah? You don't call them vampires and clowns because you're not allowed to, but we can because they're the biggest clowns in football. They're the biggest clowns, bro. I don't care if they're billionaires and successful. Take your business and your Americanization fucking somewhere else and come in here and destroy our game of football. Who the fuck are these lot? Who do they think they are? Yeah, arrogant piece of shit.
There's a handful of tickets being sold. A group of
it's not a handful. It's the majority. It's the majority, and it's across the Premier League. You're trying to downplay it, like you're not even saying that he's a majority owner.
Football fans at a football club that was 3 years ago, in existential threat doesn't ring my bell on me.
Existential threat, yeah? What? Like our club was going to go into liquidation? Like our club was just going to just obliterate off the face of the earth and go to the council? Shut up, bruv. Yeah? It was a well-orchestrated sale because Roman was robbed. Yeah? And brought these clowns to change the dynamics of football. Yeah? To come in and change the blueprint, the pyramid. That's all they fucking talk about. That's their language. This guy never talks about the fact that Boehly wants to come in and give a North and South game, change the pyramid of football and the fabric of football. He never comes out and says it. Yeah? He's all for it. He just wants to get richer, bruv. Yeah? Of course, he's just a waiter, like he says, in comparison to them. Yeah, he's a waiter. He's fucking going with a silver platter with meatloaf going, I'll suck on that anytime you want, Todd. Anytime you want. I'll suck on it. I'll suck it dry so that we make sure that we keep the vivid seats going and we keep your agenda hidden. Your true agenda hidden. That's what he's doing, bruv. Yeah?
I'm afraid. I understand their
arguments. So you're okay with this?
I'm neither okay with it or not okay with it. I think it's the commercial.
So he's sitting on the fence now. Now he's been put on the spot because he is okay with it. Of course he's okay with it. He wouldn't be defending Boehly if he didn't think he's all right with doing that. and he's absolutely fine, and he's well within his rights, and he's a billionaire, and he's an owner of Chelsea. He's the majority owner. He ain't the majority owner. This guy's on Boehly's side, not Iqbali. He doesn't know Iqbali personally. He knows Boehly personally. So therefore, he's going to be a mouthpiece for Boehly, because the agenda and the exposure of Vivid Seats coming from the Minerals FC and Eunice Talks Minerals, yeah, all right, is why these lot are sitting here talking about it, and they've got no fucking choice. Like I warned you all, it will come to a point where you've got no choice but to speak the Johnny Minerals language, bruv, of truth.
Commercial reality of the world. The fact of the matter is, a football club and all of its associations are being funded, in this instance, by a group of owners that have paid $2.5 billion to buy Chelsea Football Club.
A cut price. You would never be. If Roman was going to sell Chelsea Football Club, do you think he's selling it for $2.5 billion? So they've got it at a cut price. They spent $1.5 billion based on debt, with astronomical interest rates, and we've got nothing to show for it apart from brown envelopes and Paulsey coming out and saying, trust the process. Get out of here, bruv. Get out of here. Gutting everything out.
Club. 3 years ago, they had a Russian oligarch who bought the football club.
Why has he got to say Russian oligarch? Look at the agenda. He's pro-American owners. He's pro this whole agenda on Roman, yeah? Roman, who changed the game of football, yeah? Who loved our football club and still does. And he's angry that his baby's been taken from him. He's angry that his baby's been getting fucking massacred by these clowns. Yeah? All right? This is proper Epstein FC shit. Yeah? He doesn't address him by Roman Abramovich. Fuck off. You're Joe 90 and you're only Joe 90, bruv.
Of course, he's now their hero, but put them in existential threat. And ultimately...
No, he did not. This is what I'm saying, bruv. It's false narrative, and it's pro-Boehly and Iqbali. And this is why I say to everyone, they've got everyone in the pocket. So when I call them out, it ain't personal. It ain't personal. It's strictly business.
Ultimately, was run in a certain way, and his money bought and built Chelsea into the superpower that it became. I'm not sitting here and saying that football fans don't have a right to be angry about certain things.
No, you fucking well are. You ain't ever, not once, defended the Chelsea supporters. Not fucking once. You just said you don't care about morality. You won't even entertain it. You don't care if it's unethical. You couldn't give a shit. So don't bullshit us right now.
No, sure. But I'm not gonna sit here and say a handful of tickets being sold by Todd Boehly in a business that he probably has no real involvement in on a daily basis.
Oh, of course he don't. No, like he doesn't give the authorization to put all the Chelsea tickets on Vivid Seats. Of course he doesn't. Yeah, some little admin fella has the authorization. Yeah, fuck off, man.
Standing off, and if he's wrong, he'll be sanctioned. If he's not wrong, it becomes a morality argument.
But he's bound to be wrong.
I'm not going to.
Well, listen, morality argument. Yeah, ethical, going against supporters, breach of trust. We'll have protests and we'll damage that commercial image. We will fucking destroy that commercial image, because I told everyone the only way to hurt this ownership is by killing their image. You kill their image, you kill their pound notes, you kill them, bruv. Destroy them.
Sit with a bunch of entitled Chelsea fans. No, I think they're entitled to something.
Hang on a second.
We're entitled to pay for our membership, to therefore have access to tickets. And we're not getting access, mate, because they're all being sold for 600-700% profit on Vivid Seats by our co-owner that owns the majority of it. And he's a chairman earning 20 million a year. I think we got well within our rights to say, fuck off, Todd Boehly. Yeah?
On his own club website, the Chelsea website, Chelsea Football Club appreciates that with tickets for our matches in high demand, unauthorized selling of these tickets is an increasing problem, and one that can lead to football supporters experiencing expensive disappointment.
Well, we're going to...
Yeah, expensive disappointment, because we're winning nothing. Our performances on the pitch are a joke. The manager and level qualities in managers is it's just mid, worse than mid since Thomas Tuchel. The players that we're buying are a disgrace. It's quantity, not quality. And there's no ambition to win trophies. Not once have any of these owners come out and spoken and said we want to win trophies and we want to dominate football. No. They're telling us that the club wasn't well managed by Boehly. Boehly says it wasn't well managed on a sporting level, financial level, data level. Yeah. Brighton's the best run club in the Premier League. Feliciano says it's more important to build business value than win or lose on the field. Boehly's got vivid seats, conflict of interest, exactly as we drew it up. An absolute fucking clown who wants to change the sport model like he thinks he's Steve Jobs. Yeah? Fuck me, bruv. We're done out here.
No, they're absolutely right about that.
We're going to argue
So
about the
out
semantics
there,
of the word unauthorized.
Are there many fans, and I'm sure there are, listening to this morning, who are totally frustrated that you are being priced out? The tickets that you might want for the games I've just listed: Arsenal, Fulham, Brighton, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham, Bournemouth, Palace, Brighton, Brentford, Chelsea.
He's listing the Premier League clubs, and you can buy them anywhere in their grounds. When Boehly spoke about the heartbeat, and everyone coming off the heartbeat and the ripples and the waves and all this nonsense and jargon, yeah? He's talking about vivid seats. He's talking about his new platform with Waters, where everyone's going to feed off that. And he wants to dominate and monopolize sport as a whole. Entertainment, marketing, broadcasting. He was talking about Netflix and NFL and shares and go on the stock market. Bruv, these lot are here. They're not interested in football. They're not interested in Chelsea. Chelsea's being used as the tool and the pawn and the headquarters to push their true agenda, bruv. And this Joe 90's sitting here propping it because he wants to get in bed with them. Wrong'un.
See, you're getting priced out because the tickets you want are on a website like this with a massive markup that you can't afford.
But these tickets were...
That's the bottom line.
There's also an argument that suggests these are probably premium tickets anyway, and they might not be able to afford them in the first place.
They're not.
The price won't be. So they're just average tickets. And some fool...
Everywhere in the stadium.
So an average ticket in the middle of nowhere behind perhaps a restricted view, some fool in America is prepared to pay $4.5.
Fuck it. Who gives a shit? If it's where's the restricted view anyway, Matt? I mean, the fact that he's bringing it up is a joke.
£1,000 for. Good luck to them. Fair play. That's the marketplace that we're in.
No, it's the marketplace that Boehly has created. There's a difference. It's not the marketplace we're in. We weren't in there. And what's Boehly done? He's met up with everyone in the Premier League, all the owners, and he's saying, look, this is what we're going to do. This is the blueprint. This is the template. And all you clubs can feast and we can all make more money because football's hit its ceiling. And I've come up with a great idea. This is what we're going to do. And fuck the supporters at Chelsea. I'll deal with them via PR, free legals, use all the media, use all the brand envelopes, use all the platforms. Everyone tapped up in the Chelsea fan base. I'll have that. I'll deal with that. No problem. Yeah. Until there's protests, which there was. Let's have it right. Yeah. And there's got to be more protests to get these lot out because you have to cut them out. There was no other option. As far as I'm concerned, win, lose or draw, blue co out. If you are not on that, you're against Chelsea. You're against football. Because this affects what is happening right now at Chelsea. Already now you're seeing City teaming up with a ticket touting platform. Yeah, it's going to happen all over football and it's finished. The game's gone. You're not going to be able to go to games. They're eliminating the diehard supporter because they don't want them. They don't want a voice no more. They want soulless plastic supporters. Fans. Plastic fans. That's what they want. They want to fucking make our football plastic.
If the terminology unauthorized applies to this transaction, then he will have to stop doing it, or the agency that now, of course, Liverpool will have to stop allowing tickets to be sold through him. Yeah. Arsenal will have to allow tickets to stop.
The Chelsea website goes on, Simon. We wish to make clear to fans that ticket touting, scalping, is an illegal activity in the UK and supporters should only purchase tickets from official sellers. If you purchase tickets unofficially, you'll be in possession of an invalid ticket and you'll be refused entry at the stadium. The Chelsea website should make that clear to Boehly.
But neither I or you or most of the people in this conversation are clear on the reality of whether these sales of tickets through an agency, it's an overseas agency, falls foul of that.
I'll ask you again, should he not cut ties with this company?
I think he should do precisely what he wants.
Oh, lovely. He should do what he wants. Yeah? Fuck you. Fuck Boehly. Fuck it, Boehly. Simple as that, yeah?
That this is okay. I'll carry on.
I didn't say it was okay. You asked me as a grown-up rather than a sentimentally, emotively invested conversation.
He's asking you a flat out question. It's a yes or no answer, mate.
Do I think that Todd Boehly should do what I think he should do? I think he should do precisely what he wants to do.
As a Premier League club owner, and you were one with Palace in a different era, would you advocate that he should be allowed to do precisely what he wants to do?
Yeah, with his money.
If it's his money, so he can do what he wants.
Yes.
So he can do what he wants because it's his money. Yeah. Fuck everyone else because he's a billionaire. He can do what he wants. Doesn't work like that. Life don't work like that. It really don't work like that. Trust me.
And suffer the consequences of it. There you are.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
So there are consequences, and he knows it. There are consequences with what Meatloaf Boehly is doing. And it's whether, now you've got to understand, they got the media tapped up, all the major platforms, all the major journalists. So they'll do it. Remember, let's remind everyone, Nizar Kinsella, Ben Jacobs, POrnstein, Fabrizio Romano, Matt Law, none of them went near Vivid Seats. Some of them still ain't gone near it. Because they're all in the pocket. And they want to simmer this down. It's not simmered down because the Chelsea Supporters Trust has now acted. And now the Chelsea Supporters Trust has acted, it's blown up. And this is what we want. This is what we need. And we need Chelsea Supporters Trust to arrange a protest. Because I'm telling you now, Boehly is not going to stop. And he's not going to cut ties. Facts. And he's going to mock Chelsea supporters. And he's going to spill all the money's going to go into buying players. Well, why do we have to sell 12 players then? Keep your 12 players. Oh, that's part of your money-making scheme, is it? Oh, so that's going to generate money, not Vivid Seats. Where's Vivid Seats going? Pay the debt off.
Even if that is at the expense of fans who want to get their hands on these tickets but can't go to the prices that they're going to.
He should be able to do precisely what he wants and then reap the whirlwind and the consequences of any particular ramifications that come as a result of it. He shouldn't do what you tell him to do or what I tell him to do. He should be able to do what he wants to do. And then if there is a consequence...
So if you're basically saying, yeah, just let him destroy Chelsea, let him destroy football, let him change the pyramid of football. Fuck it, why not? Because I'm on the side of billionaires. Oh, well, this guy's classy, innit? He's got no class, bruv. You're born with class. Doesn't matter how much money you got. Can't buy you class. He can have his pink handkerchief, bruv. Needs to be fucking shoved down his gob. And his turtleneck, he's acting like an accountant, yet he doesn't want to speak on the Aries management debt. He doesn't want to speak on the syndicate bank loan debt that Clearlake have taken upon under Blueco that has put our club in financial difficulties right now, where we cannot go in the market and they cannot rectify. Well, they're not mistakes to rectify. It's going according to plan. And this guy's sponsoring it. Yeah. Oh, and they can't get us a shirt sponsor as well. Let's justify that as well.
Consequence for it. He'll have to get on with it, won't he?
Well, let's put it out there. And Chelsea fans, I'm keen to hear from you specifically this morning, because what do you make of this? The Chelsea Supporters Trust, they're up in arms about it. They've written an open letter to Richard Masters calling on the Premier League to take action against Todd Boehly, their owner, your owner, for his involvement in Vivid Seats, this American website which has been reselling match tickets for hugely inflated prices above the face value.
Above face value, bruv, mate. Astronomical, bruv. Listen, that was killing me, bruv. To watch that has just absolutely drained me, bruv. Yeah, it's jarring. It's really jarring, but it had to be done. It's just one of those streams. I have to do it. I had to do it. All right. I had to do it. Now you can all see he's outright bought and in the pocket of Clown Lake. All right. 100%. Now I want to go straight away. POrnstein. I need to go to POrnstein. Stressful, bruv. All right, POrnstein doesn't come out often, does he? Only when he's told to. He says, from what we hear, Chelsea have been working really hard behind the scenes to secure deals ahead of the window opening. I'd expect a starting winger to arrive in the light of Mudryk uncertainty. There's nothing uncertain about Mudryk. The guy's banned. The guy's had his A and B sample, and he's tested. Yeah, he's fucked. Yeah, he's positive, mate. Yeah, and they know it, but they don't want to broadcast it because they're going to try and sell him. Right? Facts. But you don't want to say that. He says, I'd expect a starting winger to arrive in the light of Mudryk uncertainty, and maybe also a younger one for the future. Chelsea have options like Delap and Sesko up front, but it's not clear yet who they are going for. David Ornstein. Well, it's very clear. They're not getting Osimhen. 100% they're not getting Osimhen. Delap is their top guy. That's the one they see. Sesko, I don't even rate him. I don't rate either of them. They're both shit. They're both shit. Like Jackson. So, here's what it is. That's the reality. Like, I'm bored of this. And I think people need to understand this is where we're going, mate. You're not getting Osimhen's, you're not getting Gyökeres's, you're not getting Isak's, you're not getting top-level players. You're getting Dross, mate. You're getting sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds, sloppy fourths. And we can't even say they're sloppy seconds because they ain't even been in the game long enough to be a sloppy second, bro. Yeah? These lot are still unproven. And apparently Vivid Seats money's going in to help us get Delap and Sesko. Yeah? Fuck off. All right? Now, everyone is swaying towards, Boehly's the one in the limelight now. And it's all Boehly agenda. And it suits Eghbali. I want everyone to understand that Eghbali is the biggest wrong'un. He's the one that needs to be cut out on Football Inside. Equity, debt. He's fucking killed our club. And Boehly is helping killing it as well. They all are. We need them all out. It's as simple as that. I want them all gone. There's nothing else you can say to me. Nothing else. We got Fabrizio Romano, PR in the current plan for Esteval Williams to play the FIFA Club World Cup. I don't give a fuck about Esteval Williams. He's playing for Palmeiras in the Club World Cup because that's the agreement. I mean, what a joke. More PR from Team Talk. Chelsea and Aston Villa are strongly considering moves for AC Milan star Mike Maignan, with the elite goalkeeper set to be available for a bargain fee this summer. Oh, elite goalkeeper. Yeah, he ain't come to Chelsea. We've got 8 that they trust and love, and we've got the new Courtois and Penders. So, yeah, we ain't getting Mike Maignan. It sounds like Villa are going to go for him. Yeah? Facts. Nico Williams is the dream wing target for top clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, Bayern. And let's see what happens with Barcelona. More than 1 year to go. Chelsea wanted Nico Williams for sure. They will add one more winger. They're not getting Nico Williams even. That's Fabrizio Romano. Jadon Sancho has the opportunity to make a big impact in the final games. Otherwise, Chelsea could change their mind and send him back to Manchester United up to Sancho's performances. So now we're getting more PR about Sancho's performances. What a fucking joke. I mean, this is all a joke. This is all embarrassing. The whole lot. Anyone who buys into this, anyone who actually believes and buys into this project are an absolute clown. You're as big as clowns as the ownership themselves. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. They've killed us. I've told you they'll kill us. I've been telling you for a long time they're killing us. They're killing our football club. Change the model was a year and a half ago, mate. Yeah? I was speaking this. Change the model. Yeah? Look where we are now. Where are we now? What are we going to buy now? Do you know what makes me fucking rattled, yeah? Do you know what upsets me the most? Is that they are killing our what we love. They're taking away what we love for their benefit to make money. The greedy fucking vampires. Remember their campaign? We burn blue. They're burning the blue blood because we bleed blue. Yeah? They don't want the bleed blue no more. They want burn it all to shit. The Glazers are getting benefits off of his seats. Liverpool, all these clubs are getting benefits. Jim White named all the clubs. They're all in the Premier League, all right? They're happy to get their extra revenue, so they're all for it, and they'll team up with Boehly. The only way to hurt and save to hurt these vampires, to cut them out, and the only way to save the game is if every fan base teams up. Chelsea supporters, the Chelsea Supporters Trust, 1958 with United. West Ham supporters, everyone needs to unite. All the supporters need to fight. We have to fight. If we do not team up, we're done. We're finished as our game of football is destroyed. Everyone loves the Premier League. They love the culture of the game and going to games and feeling it, bruv. You feel it, bruv. You feel that. The soul of football, the soul of the clubs. They're cutting that out. They're selling our souls for £1 note. And you're just going to accept it. And all these accounts that are sponsoring this, fuck you, personally. Fuck you. Yeah. Exactly, a connection, bruv. We have a connection with our club. We love our club. It's our escapism. And they're trying to take that away from us. Yeah? Bruv. That's one thing I can do, bruv, yeah? I can proudly say, yeah, that I fought from the very start to the very end. From the very start to the very end. If it wasn't for me, I'm a humble geezer, but I'm going to say it as it is, yeah? All right? If it wasn't for me saying what I'd say when I say it, yeah, where would we be? There would be no talk of Vivid Seats. There'd be no talk about fucking the ownership and their model, and it would be all PR, and everyone would have bought into it, and no one would say nothing, bruv. Yeah? And people want to feed an agenda on me. Be ashamed of yourselves. Be ashamed of yourselves. Fucking joke. Yeah? Big up to Tim Armstrong, Minerals FC Ultra. Love to you, my geezer. He says, I got tickets all the time as a member. Now, since they come, it's stopped. I joined my local supporters group last season. This season, they're not anywhere near what they used to get. Up the Minerals FC. Salute to you, my geezer, and love for your support and facts, bruv. That's what they're doing now. Ever since they come in, they've killed it. They've stopped and blocked all Chelsea supporters and taken away their right and members to get tickets. It's disgusting. Big up to Dan. He says, Joe Knightley rattled me today when I heard that on radio. Absolute sellout. Who's a failed owner. Fuck Joe 90 and blue tick accounts who killed us. And they've killed us. Salute Chelsea Empire. He says, big up to you, Johnny. One day these clowns will sell. We will never forget the wrong uns like Goldfish and the other sellouts like Blue Footy, Vince. I'm far from a hater. I will never forgive those two. Facts. I mean, all of them. All of them. They're all accountable. Everyone's accountable who have fed into this agenda to destroy our football club. And everyone who doesn't speak out as they should be speaking out relentlessly. This is about fighting for our football club right now. This is a war against the ownership. It's supporters against owners. And it's a war to fight for what? To save football. Taking local tickets and giving it to tourists is a huge problem. That's why the bridge is silent. I'm European, I live in Chicago, but fuck me, locals should always have first dibs regardless, heart and soul. Facts. Brian says, land on Roman twice on these in Clown Lake bots. I will do, my geezer. Simon Horden, the Clown Lake flashlight. And special shout out to the women's team tonight. Yeah, salute to them. They done it, didn't they? They fucking done it. They're landing more minerals than we'll ever dream of in our men's team now. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. 3-0, 3-2 on aggregate. Absolute minerals, bruv. Salute to them. Salute to them, bruv. Yeah? I'm going to say this now, right? The Chelsea Supporters Trust have to arrange a protest. They have to do it, bruv. That's the only thing that can save our football club. I'll be real. It's the only thing that can save our football club. And I've had enough. It's not going to change. We're in need of a striker, right? And they're saying we've got to sell 12 players, but yet they've gone and spent 72 million on 2 young'uns, 2 unproven kids. It's not changing. And all I get on the time, like, oh, Jackson's back. I don't give a fuck if Jackson's back. The guy ain't Chelsea level. He ain't ever going to be elite. Yeah? I don't give a fuck. You brought me Sancho, and now you're looking at another winger. We got Neto. We got the... Oh, just fuck off, man. Honestly. Everyone, you know what? They deserve what they get. They all deserve to suffer, bruv. All deserve to suffer. I've been suffering for too long. I don't enjoy football. I would never pay those stupid prices. And I'll tell you this now, the more irrelevant we become, the more uncompetitive we become, and the more... Vivid Seats ain't going to be selling those fucking tickets because no one's going to want to go and watch these players and watch Chelsea because we ain't doing nothing. No Champions League this year. Watch. Big up Bobby. Yeah, I know this. The profits from Vivid Seats goes into Boehly's pockets. It doesn't even go paying the club's debts. That's the point, though, is what I was trying to make is the money that generates from Vivid Seats is not benefiting us. He's selling the blueprint to all the other clubs. He's basically making money off every single club in England. Oh, bruv, it just rattles me, bruv. Honestly. Sickening. I'm going to get you on, Bobby, you know that? I'm going to get you on, geezer. You need to come on now. I'll get you on. We're all in it together. All the ultras, all the Minerals FC, everyone that supports this channel, we are in this together. Yeah? Just think, right? Look at how we have forced all of these sellouts to speak about the things that we expose. Oh, and these are people that are owned by the ownership. Do you know what I mean? That's how powerful we are on here. Never forget that. I want everyone to understand that. Everyone needs to understand that. We stand for the truth. And we will continue to fight. But Boehly, he's in the mud. You know, he's done 2 talks already. That was the effects of the protest and Vivid Seats coming out. I hope everyone understands that. Yeah, Gunny, I'm going to try and get on Gunny tomorrow. Eunice will be back on, I think, from next week. All right. And anyone feeding agenda on Gunny and Eunice, they can jog on and have a day off because they actually care about this football club and they want to speak the truth. None of us are in it for clout, pound notes. We're just in it. But right now, bruv, how anyone can love what's happening at Chelsea and honestly stand there and say, I'm so excited to watch Chelsea play. We're so good. We're going to go all the way. We're building. I mean, you're outright. You're a clown. You're an absolute clown. Fucking clowns, bruv. So, yeah, big up to everyone. I haven't enjoyed this stream. I can't lie. I haven't enjoyed this. Oh, true, yeah. Justin Mudrick's B samples being tested by Meatloaf, Boehly and Clown Lake and the librarian orally. Is Tom Ovaries on there as well? Apparently he doesn't stand for any slander on Jackson. Doesn't want Ozyman either. Yeah. Some wrong'un called Boehly Roman on steroids. What a fucking clown that one is. Whoever said that is an absolute clown, bruv. Yeah? Clueless, mate. I'm telling you, man, all these Gen Z fucking young age supporters, man, they ain't got a clue about football, bruv. They ain't got a clue about where this is going. All they care about is their own personal agendas, bruv. Yeah? Tell you what, man, steroids shrink your dick. Yeah, so if Boehly's on steroids, bruv, and Chelsea's on steroids, then, mate, our dick's got shrunk because we ain't fucking nothing and we ain't winning no trophies, bruv. We ain't competing. And we ain't pulling 10 out of 10 signings, bruv. Yeah? We're getting fucking 0s and 2s and 1s, bruv. And people are glossing them up like they're glossing them up like a Lily Phillips looking like a glazed donut to make them look like 8s out of 10s, bruv. Yeah, no. Win, lose or draw, Blue Co out. Win, lose or draw, Blue Co out. If you're not on that, not interested in what you got to say, pretty much, ain't interested, bruv. Yeah. Big up to everyone. Salute to all the Middles FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality as always. I'm done for today. Tomorrow I'll be back, and it won't be like this. Like I didn't even want to sit through all that. Those supporters were a joke, weren't they? They were embarrassing, bruv. They're actors. They're you know what? When you call in, right? Because I've called in a few times, yeah. They won't let me on now, but when you call in, you say, "What do you want to talk about?" And you say, "What do you want to talk about?" They've heard these lot speak, and they go, "Yeah, perfect. Fits the agenda. Anyone who's against it, they won't have them on." And that's what you got. Had to be done. Facts. We move, bruv. But look, at least we've done it. But big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. I'll leave you with our Don Roman as Brian's asked for. 2 Don Romans for our 2 stars. And we go again. And big up to the Chelsea Supporters Trust now. We've got to make moves now. This is it. This is not checkers. This is chess now. Yeah. So come on, bruv. Big up to everyone. Up the Chelsea. Up the Middles FC. Salute to our Don Roman. Win, lose or draw. Blue Co out. Let's go.
Roman Abramovich.